Welcome and welcome back, new viewers and game bears. It is time for a new episode of the Pokemon Black Nuzlocke, and today, as you can see, we are in the futuristic Opelucid City, and we are about to talk to Iris and Drayden about the legendary dragon Pokemon, and hopefully later we can even fight the gym leaders here. But before we do that, let us start things off with a quick team recap. We have Velvet Crow, the Escadrille, level 49, holding a Shell Bell with the moves Metal Claw, Earthquake, Swords Dance, and a Rock Slide. We have Rowan Ilbert, the Vanillux, holding the Nevermelt Ice with the moves Flash Cannon, Ice Beam, Frost Breath, and Acid Armor at level 47. We have Teresa, the Galvantula, level 49, with the moves Volt Switch, Thunder, Sucker Punch, and Bug Buzz. We have Tyr Grants, the Whimsy Scots, level 45, with holding the Miracle Seed with the moves Shadow Ball, Giga Drain, Energy Ball, and Cotton Guard. We have Michelio, the Jellison, level 46, with the Spell Tag item with the moves Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Recover, and Surf. And finally, we also have the Lord of Fire, the Emboar, level 45, holding a Charcoal with the moves Flame Charge, Brick Breaker, Heat Crash, and Workup. So with that being said, let us talk to Iris over here and begin. Just a little farther. This is it? No shit, where else are we going? Other than this house. I kind of like how those doors open. That's pretty cool. What do you two want to talk about? I'll explain. What are you holding? What you are holding is the Lightstone. Reshiram will likely awaken from the Lightstone, and Zarkram, who is already awoken, were once the same Pokemon. That single dragon Pokemon, along with the twin heroes, brought a new region into being, and people and Pokemon had happy lives. One day, however, the twin heroes, the older brother who sought the truth, and the younger brother who sought ideals, began to argue about how to decide which one of them was right. The single dragon-type Pokemon that had been with them all that time split its two bodies in two. One sided with the older brother, and the other with the younger brother. In his pursuits of ideals, the black dragon-type Pokemon sought to usher in a new and better world. His name was Zekrom. And the others, no, its name was Red Eyes Black Dragon, call it what it is. And the others, the white dragon-type Pokemon, sought truth and to usher in a new world and a world of good. His name was Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because the two of them were once the same entity, their battle raged endlessly, and neither one could be declared the winner. They simply exhausted themselves. The twin heroes proclaimed that there was no one side that was right, and ceased the conflict. But the two heroes' sons started the battle again, and an instant later, Zekrom and Reshiram, or Red Eyes Black Dragon and Blue Eyes White Dragon, destroyed Unova with lightning and fire. Then they disappeared. But if Pokemon work with people, or people work with Pokemon, in the other way, we don't have to worry anymore about the world being destroyed. I mean, Zekrom and Reshiram worked hard for everyone. And made a new region, so it should be alright, I think. True, Pokemon cannot speak most of the time. People may hurt Pokemon, but even more by imposing their selfish thoughts on them. But no matter what, Pokemon and people believe in each other, need each other, and will continue to live together. Yeah! So I'm never going to forgive Team Plasma for trying to separate Pokemon from us. Sorry, we got a little off topic at the end. That is everything we know. Unfortunately, we don't know how to wake up the legendary Pokemon. I made a promise to Alder. You must win the gym battle from the Opelucid City Pokemon Gym. Remember, I'll be waiting for your challenge at the Pokemon Gym. Fun fact about this Pokemon Gym actually in the city, this is the very first time, and definitely not the last time for those of you who've played Pokemon Sword and Shield, where we have regional variants, where we have version differences between gym leaders. In Pokemon Black version, you fight Drayden. In a white version, you fight Iris. All of Drayden's Pokemon will all be male, while all of Iris' Pokemon will all be female. Spoiler alert, they both use Druddigan, and, Drayden's Druddigan will have Mold Breaker, I believe? Or, no, I have Sheer Force, while Iris's will have Rough Skin, or was it the other way around? I don't know. But here's that gym right now. Welcome to the Opelucid Gym. the Unova region's strongest and biggest trial. First off, please take this fresh water. It'll help you in the challenge ahead. You obtained a fresh water. Let me give you a brief explanation of the tricks to the Opelucid Gym. The path ahead around this gym is shaped like two dragons. This path changes when you step on the switch on the dragon's arm. Pay attention to how the dragon's neck moves. Alright, thanks for telling me, good sir. And here's our first challenger. The Dragon Gym in Opelucid City is where tough trainers show they can carve out their own path. You're challenged by Webster Hat Webster. Sends out a fracture. This is a Pokemon we haven't seen before. They've got pretty high attack stats. But Velvet, can take those attacks just fine. Earthquake. I'm sure you can carve out your own path. Alright. We're gonna keep going this way. Up to the dragon's neck, that's mainly the main gimmick here. Just connecting the two dragons together. Or to form paths so you can get to the gym leader. I will tell a trainer who beats me how to move forward in this gym. I already figured that out. No need to tell me. Alright, Olwyn. Olwyn, whatever. Xeno. A Pokemon we cannot get till later on, and it evolves later than any other Pokemon in any Pokemon game, even to this day. As of Generation 8 and 9. Alright, Earthquake. There's also this region's pseudo-legendary, I forgot to bring that up. Wow, you beat me! Did you say you were gonna tell me something? Jump from a triangle mark. When you land on a switch on an arm, the dragon's head will move, and you can move ahead. Alright, like this switch over here, that's not a switch. This is a switch. Alright, we can walk on this dragon head over here and fight this man over here. And do you understand how the dragon heads move? Yes, I do. Alright, challenged by H-Turner Jose. Says out of Fracture. Alright, Excadriller. Alright, Fracture's down. And next up, another Fracture. Alright, down you go. Alright, Velvet is now level 50. You're strong. I guess you want to know the Pokemon, the dragon's head pretty badly. Whatever you just said. I can't read. The dragon's arms go up and down, and depending on the arms, the dragon heads turn right and left, and move up and down too. Listen, here is a hint. If both arms point down, the dragon's head sinks down too. Alright, so now Velvet's level 50. Why don't we give Rowan some action? He's gonna need it for the gym later on anyways. Oh, the gym leader. Alright, now we can go up here. And fight this trainer. Are you happy just hanging out with Pokemon? Or do they have to be strong? Let's see which type you are. Yeah, they gotta be a mix of both, let's just say. You are challenged by Ace Trainer Clara sends out a Fracture. This is also the evolution to Axu, if y'all remember Iris's Axu from the anime. Also, I always like that little detail with Vanillux, where it has a bit of a smiley face on the back. Alright, Ice Beam, not Frost Breath. Alright, powered up by Never Melt Ice, super effective, and Stab. That's a lot of multipliers there. Now I'm gonna whip out my calculator for a second. Your Pokemon seem to be happy just hanging out around you. Around with you. I'm gonna pull out a calculator for a second. I know y'all can't see it, but I want to see the damage multiplier on Ice Beam there. Ice Beam is based on 95 power. So we multiply that by the Stab. After Stab, it's 142.5 power. Then if we add the 1.2 buff from the Never Melt Ice, it's 171 power. And now, times 2, 342 power because it's super effective. So those Dragon types are not gonna like that Ice Beam. Not at all. And that's my strategy, just blow them away with ice. Do apologize for all the lag, my emulator is not acting right now. Alright, I can't walk on there just yet. Alright, so I guess we gotta go over here. There's a veteran over here. Thanks for coming. I'll happily welcome you, but I may be a little rough on you. Oh, that just sounds wrong. Don't be saying that, man. Alright, veteran Hugo. Drudegan. Level 42, our highest level Pokemon to fight in this gym so far. Isobima. And down you go. Ugh, my heart aches. Right, no need to go over there just yet. Hit this little switch right over here. Now we can go over there. Also, this dragon's neck is broken. Whatever, he's fine. He's safe. Alright, next up, this guy. I will train you to see how well you really know Pokemon. Did he say trainer test? I missed that. Whatever. Alright, challenged by Ace Trainer Tom. Sends out a Dino. Alright, to save on Ice Beam power points, I need at least 3 for the gym leader, so I'm gonna use Frosty Breath. This should be a kill anyways. Need animation too. Drudegan. Alright, take this cold beam to the face. Alright, and a Fracture is our final Pokemon. Frost Breath again. Alright, and it hits. That should kill. You are bringing out your Pokemon's full potential. And now we're gonna go down here. And hit this little switch over here. I wonder if I was supposed to go in that direction and I just didn't notice. Alright, no reason to go over here. I mean, there's clearly more path there, so I don't know why the game doesn't let me go down there, but whatever. Bring that back up and put that over here. At least it allows you to do that again. And this should be the last gym trainer. I wonder what he will do as a trainer. You're challenged by a trainer Dara, who sends out a Dino. A dinosaur. Alright, let's use a Frost Breath. Let's hope it hits. Goodbye. Alright, sends out a Drodigian. Alright, Ice Beam to the face. Goodbye. Alright, Rowan Obert, level 48. Oh, you fight very well. You are great. Alright, now we can go up to this little ledge. Alright, now we can go over here. Any other trainers on this side? Yep, there's a trainer right over there. Hold on a second. Let's take Rowan out of the front for a second. I'm gonna save those power points for Ice Beam. We have 10 years experience battling. I give you a taste of a veteran's skill. Alright, veteran Kim. Says out a fracture. Alright, Velvet him with the earthquake. Alright, one more fracture for the road. And I lied before, that was not the last trainer. Oops, didn't want to do that. And there we go. Earthquake, let's do it. I guess the time spent is not everything. I fall off that ledge. See if there's anything in this direction. Did I fight this chick before? Yeah, I did. Okay. Alright, make that go upward, and we should be able to fight the gym leader now. There we go. Alright, let's get Rowan in the front. Rowan's Ice Beam should be able to win us the day. Multiple times over. Alright, and let's save real quick. Not that it matters too much, but you know what they say, it's good to keep a record. This is our squad for now. Thank you for coming. I am Opelucid Pokemon Gym's leaders. Alright, let me say that again. Thank you for coming. I am Opelucid Pokemon Gym's leader, Drayden. As the mayor, I've given everything to developing the city. As a trainer, I've simply been pursuing greater strength. But what I'm searching for now is a young trainer who can show me a bright future. Perhaps you can show me that future, the way Iris has. Fun fact about Iris as well, apparently she's supposed to be a battle prodigy. But that's a discussion for another day. Alright, you're challenged by Leader Drayden, who sends out a fracture. Alright, we have Rowan. Alright, so the main move that they use in this gym is Dragon Tail, which has negative priority but will switch you out. All of his Pokemon also know Dragon Dance as well, and we all know how dangerous that set of move is, so don't let them get that move off. Alright, he sends out Drodigan, and as I mentioned before, all of his Pokemon are male, and his Drodigan has Sheer Force, while Iris has Rough Skin, if you're playing Pokemon White. Actually, I was wrong. His has rough skin, and Iris's has sheer force. I just had to fact check that real fast. Anyways, his final Pokemon, Haxorus, or Haxorus. Now is the moment of truth. This really gets my blood pumping. And there's gonna be a lot of dragon blood on the floor. Ice Beam. Never melt ice, super effective, and stab. You could do a Rowan, and down he goes. This intense feeling that floods me after a defeat, I don't know how to describe it. Wonderful. I'm grateful we had a chance to meet and battle. Not entirely sure what this badge is supposed to look like, but whatever. It's pretty neat looking anyways. Alright, you received the Legend Badge from Drayden. Pretty sick name though, you can't get mad at that. Well now, you've obtained all of the gym badges in Unova. Now all Pokemon will obediently follow your commands. I also want you to have this. It's a TM I'm particularly fond of. It's called Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand. We're going to never... I don't remember the song, I'll be honest. But yeah, Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail is a move that returns the damaged Pokemon to its Pokeball. In other words, it switches your opponent's Pokemon. Now I have something to ask of you. Head for the Pokemon League and go after Alder. The Pokemon League is past Route 10, which runs from Opelucid City to Victory Road. I know Alder's strength, but I don't know the depths of N's power. There's one other thing we can do now that we have all 8 badges. Why don't we look at our ID real quick? Hey, we see our gym badges here. There's another little fun thing you can do. On the DS, you can use your stylus pen to scrub your badges in case they get dirty. And the more you scrub them, the cleaner they get, and they start sparkling like this. However, if you leave them alone, they'll get a little dirty, in other words, blacken. They'll just darken in color. That's really it. Alright. Just giving these a nice little clean. And even, like I mentioned before, you even get different quotes if you click on the different gym leaders. Alright, so let's start this over again. The fundamentals of battling are type matchups. They're important. Curiosity is the spice of life. Without it, life is bland. That's right. You use bug-type Pokemon. Whatever. May you always continue to be a person who brightens your surroundings. You always want to live honestly for yourself and your Pokemon. You'll see smiles all around you, with the brightness of skies above you. Don't limit yourself to hot or cold, but use them both to your best advantage. And finally, Drayden's quote: "Sincere trainer, keep growing stronger." Aside from the Trio Brothers and Berg's little quote, all these are pretty inspiring quotes. You can't get mad at that. I think the sequel game does the same thing as well, if I remember correctly. But again, we can look at those in the future. Let's just polish up my badges real quick. I always like how the little squeaky sound effect that goes along with it too. It's pretty nice. And I also like how, I don't think games that came before this and later games do this, but I like how it shows what date you've gotten each of the gym badges on as well, which is pretty nice. And since I'm playing this on my emulator, it goes on the date that I've gotten them on my PC. I think I've cleaned them enough. That's the end. Let's go. Pokemon Sensor for me. And we're gonna go to the best route in all of Pokemon. I think y'all know which route I'm talking about. Let's see what this guy has to say. You beat the gym leader. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, by the way, since I gave you all that fresh water, don't you owe me some of your earnings? Or winnings? I'm kidding. It's just a joke. No, seriously, congratulations. Also, are you telling me that's the same guy 8 times in a row? Really? I thought it was just a different guy who all just happened to look the same. Hello. Was Drayden as tough as ever? No, he wasn't. Oh, I came to report on how to resurrect the legendary Reshiram. I thought it would be better to tell you in person than over the X-Transceiver. And as for the conclusion, well, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm sure the Pokemon will wake up when it deems someone worthy. More importantly, are you amazing? Aren't you amazing? You have all 8 of Unova's gym badges now, right? You've become so strong. You probably don't even know it, but you've changed a lot since you left Nevema Town. Well then, I'll show you where such a strong trainer should head next. pass through that gate, go down Route 10, and you'll arrive at the badge check gates. Once you get through Victory Road, which is past the gate, you're finally at the Pokemon League. I can't read. Oh, that just made me think of when I was showing you around the Pokemon Center in Accumula Town. Swiver, do you regret setting out on your Pokemon journey? Why the hell would I? Thanks. That's the greatest answer you could give. I was really happy to be able to give you 3 of those Pokemon as a present, because Pokemon create chances to meet more wonderful Pokemon and people in Pokemon. Swiver, this is a present for you. You obtain the Master Ball. Y'all are probably going to hate me for this, but I'm not going to use this on the Legendary Dragon, and you'll see why later on. This Master Ball is the most powerful kind of Pokeball. It can catch any Pokemon without fail. This is the only way I can support you except to say, be true to yourself. No matter what happens, stay strong and keep going with your Pokemon. See you. Alright, Pokemon Center for us before we go to Route 10 and probably get our only encounter for this episode. And fun fact about the Dragon Gym Leader that you don't fight in this game, since Iris is the one you don't battle, Iris in Pokemon Black and Drayden in White will actually teach your Pokemon Draco Meteor. It's the way you get that move in this game. Or as I like to call it, Meteor Storm, for those of you who are more familiar with my competitive videos. As a huge Tales of fan, that's an art in the Tales of games if you didn't already know, but yeah. And as the name implies, meteors are being showered from the sky. Everyone, people in Pokemon can get along and be happy. That's awesome. Alright, I think that's a post-game thing only, actually, if I remember correctly. And there's a bunch of random people in here. I'm coaching Iris, but honestly, she's been stronger than even me ever since she came here. Concerned about your Pokemon's weight? You don't need to put it on a diet, just let it hold this. A float stone, which has the weight of your Pokemon. It essentially gives you the item version of light metal, which is kind of worthless in a lot of cases. Since that means it takes half damage from, like, what, Grass Knot and Low Kick, and that's it? That's so niche, you really don't need to worry about that. The weight of a Pokemon holding a float stone will be halved. That way, you can reduce the damage caused by weight-based moves such as Low Kick and Grass Knot. I haven't done that. I don't know how to use. Would you give it a try and see if you can make it work? Yes. You may be able to master it. Here it is. You obtain the ring target, which the holder that allows them to be hit by moves they normally be immune against. So, for example, let's say an Umbreon was holding the ring target. That means you can hit the Umbreon with Psychic type moves. Or let's say Velvet, my Escadrille, was holding the ring target. That means she can get hit with Poison type moves and Electric type moves, when normally they wouldn't be able to. If a Pokemon holds a ring target, it can be hit even by a move that would usually have no effect. For example, a normal type move would hit a ghost type Pokemon. Mastering this item is a bit tough, actually. It's very tough. But I think it has, think how useful it could be. If you use it with like Fling or Trick or Switcheroo, and Bestow even, you can hit Pokemon for neutral damage with those with moves that would normally be an immunity for them. As I've just explained. I remember seeing Pipnite doing something like that too. And like an Umbreon swoop with the move Synchronize. If you know how that move works, you know how that move works. I want to go this way, but I don't think we'll be able to. There's some ahead, and the road is closed now. Alright, fine, good sir. Just as a way so we don't progress to where we're not supposed to be going. Alright, is everybody ready? Here comes the best route in all of Pokemon. And I'm gonna put Mikleo in the front for a bit. Alright, here we go. Y'all are not ready for this song. This song is so good. Alright, let me just talk to the... Oh, wait a minute. Hi, trainer. Do you have a minute? I just heard this on the extra receiver. There's a big storm on Route 7. And the storm seems to be different from a natural phenomenon. It's so strange. Huh, really. Victor Rose stands in the way of a challenge to the Pokemon League. You need to have serious skills to get through it. The trembling before the Pokemon League is a tremor of excitement. And finally, is everybody ready? I'm going to shut up for a second so y'all can listen to such a glorious song. 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Legendary Beanie, for rating. What do y'all think of this song? This song is so good. I love Route 10. This song is just so amazing. Hello, Velma Wiz. How are you doing today? Hello, Legendary Beanie. How are you doing today? Alright, let's get a Route 10 encounter. Alright, what will we find here? The Nuzlocke's going just fine. Alright, there we go. And our Route 10 encounter is... Dupe's Claws. I already have a Fungus. Alright, let's try again. Alright, a Volibye. Alright, though you are a dark type, so... Alright, if that's what you desire, if I catch this Volibye, it will be named Beanie. Just for you. Alright, you're a dark type, I don't want to risk Mikleo dying here. Alright, let's go into Velvet. I think Velvet could take a hit or two. I mostly name my, if you didn't already know, I mostly name my encounters after Tales of characters and viewers, so yeah. Alright, let's try those Ultra Balls. And as I mentioned before, since we just got the Master Ball, I'm obviously not going to use that here. We're going to save that for a certain other Pokemon that we just heard about on Route 7, actually. And the reason being because it's a roaming legendary, so might as well catch it that way, right? And Volibye is ours. Alright, Volibye, the Diapered Pokemon. This Pokemon, its wings, are too tiny to allow it to fly. As the time approaches for it to evolve, it discards the bones it was wearing. Alright, we'll name it Beanie then. Alright, and... here you go. Welcome to the squad. I think that's the only dark type I have, actually. Now, alright, with that being said, because there is Amongeases on this route, I'm gonna have Verone in the front for the items that we might run into. Alright, like I said, an Amoonguss. Or just a Fungus. Might as well get the EXP. I thought I could always just run away from them. That's also only level 30 as well, so it isn't that hard to deal with. Frost Breath. Alright, crit. Actually, it's always a crit. Gotta remember that. Alright, and a full heal. Alright, because we have a fighting type trainer over here, why don't we have Mikleo in the front? What did I just run into? A Fungus, that's fine. There is no one to mastering Pokemon's battles. There's no end, she actually said. However, Battle Girl Amy sends out Scrafty. He's a very crafty dude. Alright, so he's probably gonna crunch or feint attack me, and that bothers me quite a bit. I'd love to just Will-O-Wisp him, but I don't think that's going to be useful. Well, Bug and Electric don't resist Dark. Alright, let's just go into Teresa. Teresa, I think, can take the attack best. Crunch, alright, get protected. That still did quite a bit. Alright, Bug Buzz for the accuracy, I do not want to miss. Thunder. That scary face. I should still be faster than you, right? Yeah, I'm faster. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm Yanfu. Alright, that's an easy one to deal with. They don't have rock type moves, thankfully, so that's good. Thunder. Jump kick, that's fine. Goodbye. There's an end for this battle. Alright, let us have Velvet in the front. And I know there's a rival fight on this route as well. Spoilers. Alright, hopefully there's no trainer up here. Is there? Definitely should be a hidden item. Well, okay, why is this path even here then? I don't get it. I've survived a lot of fierce battles with my Pokemon. I don't think I will lose. Alright, Trainer Johan. Sends out a fracture. Or Johan, I think his name is pronounced, but whatever. Alright, breaking the mold. Alright, Earthquacker. Ernest Cell Gear. Alright, that's easy. Rock Slide, just hit. Bigger Drain, not bad. And down you go. Alright, get some of that Shellball recovery. And with your final Pokemon, Electric. Oh, I can't use my, whatchamacallit on it. Earthquake because of its Levitate ability, and I don't have Mold Breaker. Alright, hopefully that at least flinches, right? Crunch, that's fine. Metal Claws resisted, but for the accuracy. Alright, Velvet is now level 51. The one who survived fierce battles was you. Come on, turn around. You know you want to. Yeah, they turn vertically, don't they? Oh, guess I have no choice but to fight. I'm the best around here. Can you possibly be a match for me? Yes, I can, and I will show you. You're challenged by veteran Calera. Says that I'm Mactis Pactis. Alright, Earthquake is going to do half the damage, so why don't we Metal Claw? Pedal Dance, oh boy. Ow. Alright, I'm gonna Earthquake for the accuracy. I do not want to miss. A little Mueller. Alright, time to switch. Alright, Tyr, you're up. Aqua Ring. Alright, Energy Ball. I think Unova has pretty low special defense. Yeah, low special defense, alright. Aaron Cryogonus. Let's switch into Balsef. Hold up a second. Just want to get that out of here. Alright, cool. Alright, back to the action. Alright, hit me with an Ice Beam. That's fine. I might have to take 2 of those. Flame Shard should do it. You have really bad defense. Ice Shard, even weaker move. It would have been better if you just hit me with the Ice Beam, but whatever. Alright, Tyr's now level 46. And Tyr wants to learn Hurricane! Too bad it's extremely inaccurate. If I was making a rain-based team, it'd be better, but no. Your talents and stunts both are dazzling. I probably should go heal real fast. Yeah, I'll be right back. And then we're gonna go back to Route 7 after we've done the rival fight here. Like, since this is the only, like, time that'll happen on Route 7, might as well. There's other legendaries involved with this Pokemon that we can't even get anyways, without, like, trading or hacking, so might as well. And this will also count as a static encounter as well. Even though we already got the Route 7 encounter. Alright, we still have Velvet in the front, right? Or am I tripping? Yeah, we still have Velvet in the front. Stop! Spare bear! Jaden and Professor Juniper told me you're heading for you. Or is that John talking? Whatever. For the Pokemon League, right? Since it's Alda, since it's the champion, I think it'll be alright. Worst case scenario, you'll be battling Team Plasma's boss N. I need to know if you can handle it. Oh, you know I can handle it. Why are you even asking? You're challenged by Pokemon Trainer Charon. And he sends out an Ulfazon. That's level 43. And I believe it still has the scope ones from before. Alright, I'm gonna do the same strategy I did against him earlier. Swords Dance. Heck, get predicted. My attack power is now doubled. Alright, Rock Slide. Decimate them. Alright, Samurott. Alright, definitely faster than the Samurott, and it does have the leftovers item from before. Alright, plus 2 Earthquake should kill. And no Aqua Jet, which is a move it has. It's probably programmed to use it when you have, like, low HP or something. Goodbye, Samurott. That's the biggest threat of his team out of the way. Semi-Seerism next. Earthquake. Goodbye. And all that's left is his Liepard. Alright, Velvet's now level 52. And there's the Liepard. My Pokemon and I will put all their energy into this battle. Sure you will. Now you lose. Thank you, you are really great. Yep, you are something else. And I mean that sincerely. Right, now I have to make your Pokemon healthy. Jordan fully healed Sparebear's Pokemon. Right now, there's no way I can compete with you, Sparebear. If there's anything I can do to help in the battle within, just say so. Sparebear? There's not much I can do to help you, but I want you to have this. You got max... okay, at least that's money. Still, it's kind of funny, everyone's so different. Funny, at a time like this. Come on, Sharon. Could you smile just for once? Taking everything so seriously all the time isn't going to change anything, you know? Since we've met our Pokemon and walked the same roads together, a lot of shit happened. We've all changed a lot. We found out that the things we want to do and the things we can do are different from each of us, right? That's what's made our journey so worth it. Somehow, all this just makes me happy. So that's what you mean. You are right that we're all different and we should do the things that we can do. There are as many truths and ideals as there are people in Pokemon. The most important thing is that we help one another out. That's why people in Pokemon are always by each other's side. That's what I've come to think lately. Sparebear, if anything happens to you or Alder, I will do everything I can to help you. That's why I have to keep training and getting stronger. Just don't be reckless, okay? He's gone. Damn, he's fast. Sparebear, me too. I'll do my best to help if I can, so, I wish I could say something like, totally inspiring, you know? Okay, best foot forward. Alright, and I think our question of the day for this video should be, what's your opinions on this song from Route 10 and why? Let us know, because I love this song. Hey, my Pokemon are great, look, look! Okay, I'm looking. Alright, Cheyenne. Sends out a Sawsbucker. Alright, you probably have Jump Kick and that bothers me quite a bit. So how are we gonna approach this? Well, the bright side, Jump Kick isn't Stab. Alright, I know how we can handle this. Go into Teresa. Aromatherapy. Completely useless move for you, but whatever. Alright, Bugabuzz, you are not living this. And a Jellicent, which is the female one. Alright, Teresa, hit him with the indignation. Down you go. Alright, what's this item? We got a full restore! You can't become champion of the Pokemon League without knowing how to spam full restores! Alright, after this we're gonna go back to Route 7. I've seen a lot of trainers. You seem to have the same aura that I felt from strong trainers. Alright, you're challenged by Veteran Chesta, and he sends out a Baratic. Alright, good start for me, I'm not complaining. Only level 39, eh? Alright, Metal Claw. Let's see if we can get an attack boost, that'd be really nice. Alright, Seismic Toad. Alright, there's a few things I can do against that. Let's switch into tier. Hello, and how you doing today? Alright, Earthquake, yeah, predicted. I was expecting a water move, but you know what, that works. Alright, now give me that delicious, nutritious energy of yours. I love Seismitoad, seriously, this guy's so cool. Mmm, delicious. Alright, it's Cavalier! Alright, now let's switch into ball stuff. I hope this Cavalier gets some sort of regional variant in the future, that'd be really cool. Alright, where's that bug type move I know is coming? Alright, who will that be? Alright, X-Scissor, quad resisted. Alright, and finish this up with a Heat Crash. I also really like X-Cavalier's Cry. Its cry in the Gen 6 games and onward isn't as good. I used to listen to that cry all the time back in elementary school. Good times, indeed. Exactly. Your aura is exactly what I was looking for, or whatever he just said. I stuttered. Alright, with that being said, here's the entrance to the Pokemon League, but we're not going to go in there just yet. There's a few things I'd like to do. Well, Murderous wasn't exactly the person I was talking about, but yeah, she's a bit of a bitch. I agree. Alright, badge check gates, open the gates, and change history. Alright, any other changes on here, I'll just fight those guys off screen to save time. Alright, I'm gonna go get Hubert the Unfazon out of the PC, and we're gonna go to Route 7 for a second. We're gonna use our Master Ball in a certain very special encounter, not against the Legendary Dragon. And there's a reason for that, but I'll bring that up in a later episode. But the reason for why I'm gonna use the Master Ball against this one is because y'all remember roaming encounters like the Legendary Beasts in the Gen 2 games? Or a Mesprit in Pokemon Platinum? Yeah, this is another one of those roaming encounters that can show up randomly on different routes. Which is why I'm gonna use this Master Ball to get this encountered as a guaranteed encounter for myself. Yeah, those aren't the female characters I was talking about that I really like, but, I mean, both Alexa and Neil are alright. But there's another one that you get later in the game that's better than them, in my opinion. I almost simp for her as much as I simp for Jasmine, but you'll see who I'm talking about later on. Bear, what chapter are you up to in Xenoblade X? Alright, let's, who should we take off the team for now? Yeah, let's take Tyr off the team for a sec. Let's go get the Unfazon. Alright, no. Yes, she is. The character I'm talking about also happens to be related to Neil Nail. But again, you'll see what I'm talking about later on. Alright, time to fly. Alright, neat. Chapter 6's boss is a little annoying, though, if I may give a heads up. Alright, Mistralton City. I'm still not gonna get the Mistralton City cave encounter for now. We're gonna leave that for a later episode. Alright, and there should be that heavy rainstorm that attendant was talking about. It's not here. So I think we just need to keep flying back until we see some heavy rain. Which this is not the heavy rain that she was talking about. I think it's random whether this shows up or not. Alright, is this it? Oh, yep, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Alright, give me the encounter that I was looking for. That's not it. That's a lot of rain. Alright, just keep running through the grass until you find it. This is going to be our static encounter. Alright, come on. You should be around here anytime now. Unless I gotta go to a certain spot. I don't remember, honestly. I remember having a lot of trouble trying to even catch this Pokemon back in elementary school. God, there's so much lag. I do apologize for all the lag slag. Alright, if I remember correctly, I think I need to go up here for this encounter. In this heavy rainstorm. There we go. This cutscene's supposed to play first. My, that Pokemon has come again, too. Now, child. Don't you go ahead and into the tall grass. That Pokemon might be too much for you. Really? Alright, we'll see if it really is too much for me. We'll catch cold standing around here in this wind and rain. It's not much, but come stay in my house a spell. Or my home a spell. Even a youngin' like yourself will catch colds if you get soaked by that cold rain. Sit right down and have some soup, why don't you? That's nice. A youngin' like you shouldn't be shy. In the Unova region, you see there is a Pokemon called Tornadus. That's the Pokemon I was looking to get. That causes windstorms. It flies around the region while letting loose wild winds and pouring rain. And it was once an ancient center. Wait, that doesn't exist yet. What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. Have some soup now, dear. It'll warm you up. Delicious. I wonder what type of soup that is. Oh, vegetable soup. Eat. Nice. I would have preferred chicken noodle, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. A soup jam-packed with healthy vegetables is delicious. Or was that me saying that or the old woman? No, that was me saying that. Okay. Heavy rain is ruining the crops I've worked so hard to raise. What crops? You don't have crops around here. What a troublesome Pokemon. I thought I would try to catch it, but it flies around so fast that even when I thought I'd find it, it just flew away. In one day, it can make a lap around the entire Unova region. In the mornings, it's in the south, and in the evenings, it's in the north. Alright, I think it's morning right now? I don't know. It shows up here in the evenings. Good to know. So let's go keep flying around the different routes until we get that heavy rainstorm. Uh-oh. Ooh, I'm the wind god. And I'm totally not a top tier in VGC, nope. Ooh, what a wind. Oh, what a wind. Apparently it's that Pokemon's doing. And the rain just stopped. Okay. Alright, so like she said, does it count as morning right now or evening? I wonder. Alright, let's use Fly and go look for Big Bad Tornadius over here. And just keep going to each different round until we find it. Yeah, they're a bit of assholes, I do agree there. Alright, let's see, are you this way? You said you were in the south. Alright, no heavy rainstorm here. Alright, we're gonna keep going until we get it. I know there's still the Nuzlocke City Cave, the Nuzlocke Cave encounter, but we're gonna do that another time. Because I want to wait till we've gotten our Victory Road encounter, as I mentioned earlier, in previous episodes. Shows how much she cares for Tatsu, makes sense. Alright, you don't show up in the snow, in the sand routes, so no need to worry about that. Alright, no rain here. Let's go to the other route. And fun fact, you can get Landorus in this game, but one, it's a post-game thing, and two, you need both Tornadus and Thundurus on your team for it to show up. And Thundurus is white exclusive, so unless you have somebody to trade it with, you're not getting Landorus, which is why we're not going to bother getting it for this playthrough, sadly. Unless you're all fine with me genning in a Thundurus or something, but I don't know how that works, so, Alright, the rain's not here. Maybe it counts as evening right now, it's technically not morning. At least we're in my time zone, it isn't. Let's see. Now let's go to Route 9. Alright, we're back in Opelucid City. Alright, it's not raining over here either. Alright, which road could you possibly be in? Alright, we're already Route 7, we're already Route 6. Again, y'all know how annoying roaming Pokemon tend to be. As you can see over here. Let's go to Route 8 next, it might be here. Oh, not here either. Alright, maybe we can go to one of the earlier routes instead. Perhaps I might be in Route 3? Let's take a look. So I'm gonna keep going until I find it. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, the Manons are pretty funny creatures. All they want to do is help. If this takes too long, maybe we'll just save this little roaming thing for another episode. Alright, no heavy rain over here. Alright, Pinwheel Forest, perhaps? Nope, not here either. Alright, back to Route 7, just in case it went over there. Actually, wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna go on the Pokédex for a second. Because just like with the Legendary Beasts in the Johto games, I think it shows up on the Pokédex, if I remember correctly where it might be. And we just go there next. Because after seeing Tornadus, I think it's supposed to show up on your Pokédex. Neat. Shield class. Alright, Tornadus. Where are you? Nope, it doesn't show the area out here. Never mind. That was a waste. Oh, whatever. Let's just keep flying until we find it, I guess. It's not a post-game only thing, right? I don't think so. Pretty sure you can catch it before fighting the Elite Four. You're almost in the level 30s. Heck, for chapter 6, you're only supposed to be like level 25 or something, so that's good for you. Alright, back to Route 7. I remember actually catching Tornadus on my old Pokemon Black file back in elementary school in Route 9 over here. Good times, indeed. Heavy rain, no heavy rain. Again, this is so infuriating. Where to go? Alright, let's try Route 6. If not, I think I'll just keep trying to find it off screen instead. And then when we do find the route it's in, then I'll go live with it. Something like that. Oh, so what if I were to try to run to the grass now? If you don't mind me, I'm gonna look up a small guide to getting tornadoes real quick. Just to make this a little bit faster. Because I don't entirely remember how you're supposed to do this. Alright, so it's afternoon, so I guess afternoon probably counts as evening. He's got to be in the northern parts of Unova. So maybe he's at Route 10, that's a possibility, let's see. But again, we all know how annoying roaming Pokemon are, and besides, this isn't the last time in the franchise that they decided to do roaming encounters. Oh boy, so annoying. But I think I'll make probably a question of the day for roaming encounters later on, not now. Because we already have another question of the day, for those of you who don't already know, we already said it earlier in the episode. What are your opinions on the Route 10 song, and why do you have said opinion? Alright, still not writing over here. I thought I'll just keep exiting over and over again until the rainstorm happens. I can always do that too. Maybe Tornadus doesn't show up in the afternoon. I wonder who thought that was a smart idea. What will that be? Is he just not gonna show up? Because you know he's here when you see the rainstorm. Like a heavy rainstorm, not just any other rainstorm. You saw it earlier. Let's go back to Route 8 instead. Yep, still not it. Yes, Professor Sycamore and Grace. Alright, still not here, and that's really dumb. I'll try Route 7 one more time. If not, I'll just look for this guy off screen instead, and we can start up the next episode from there. Because this is dragging on a little bit too long. Yep, still nothing. Thought I just saw some rustling grass, but I didn't. Now let's try Route 10 one final time, and if not, oh well. Yeah, I'll just look for him off screen, and we get a little grinding done before going over to the Victory Road. There's a few other legendary Pokemon we could get to before the League. that are a bit stronger than Tornadus, I'd say. Yet still nothing. That really is annoying. One last time around 9, and that's that. We're just end this off in a bit, and we'll look for that next time. Yep, nothing. Alright, screw that. I guess he just doesn't show up in the afternoons for whatever reason. Alright, let's heal the Pokemon Center real fast. Now keep Oompazon on the team for a second. Just for this. So don't get used to it, Hubert. Yeah, though, you're supposed to do those. You're supposed to get those 2 quests from the weapons terminal, or the weapons terminal, the mission terminal. Like whatever the mission says you gotta accept on there, like backup mission I think it was called, you gotta find that on the mission terminal. And just keep getting in and out of it until you see those missions. And then you'll be able to start those affinity quests. Let's go back to Route 10 before my emulator crashes, it's lagging too much. Oh yeah, apparently not. No Tornadus for now. Gotta wait for him to show up. Alright, well, with that being said... what is the issue then? I think with that being said, in the next episode, we're gonna look for Tornadus, but I'm gonna find him off screen until then, and then after that, we'll go into Victory Road and start heading towards the Pokemon League. So if y'all enjoyed this and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and follow. Hit one of the vids you see on screen now if on YouTube, and that bell button for more. Special thank you to Aaron for joining me once again today, as well as the legendary Beanie for rating us earlier. As well as Velma Wiz for joining us today. Consider answering the question of the day. What's your opinion on the song Route 10 and why? It's a great song, isn't it? One of the best songs, if not the best song to ever exist in all Pokemon, in my personal opinion. And consider becoming a YouTube member for $3 a month and a subscriber for $6 a month for wonderful bonuses such as an ad-free experience. Anyways, with that being said, for those of you on Twitch, why don't we end this off with a quick raid? And I think we should raid somebody new today who happens to also be playing Pokemon Black and White. You could always wait till you get the skulls for that. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, Switch is taking its sweet time to load. There we go. And he happens to also be playing Pokemon Black and White. I think we should raid Pro Noob, who happens to be playing a Nuzlocke as well. Send him your unwavering love and supports. Thank you all for watching. Have a terrific day.